And so, when I ran into Michael Mann, and he, what are you doing? We were talking, and he was, come on, I want you to be in this movie. So then he cast me as that character. Man's pretty cool. He's pretty cool. He's insane, but he's like, shoot forever.
We've mentioned Eddie Bunker a couple times, just for those of you who don't know who he is. He was Mr. Blue in Reservoir Dogs, and he's also been in tons of other stuff, so check out his film.
His runaway training was Jonah, and actually, Eddie wrote a book called Education of the Felon that's kind of got all us in it. It's like really, probably one of the best criminal novels ever written. Really getting the mind of a criminal.
I saw the documentary Champion, and I really enjoyed it. I was wondering how you got involved in it and what it was like while you were doing that. It's got to be a little surreal making a documentary about your life.
The director and producer Joe Eckhart, he was doing a documentary on Latino film stars, and he did, Edward James, and I was 5, and then I saw Gone with the Wind, and I wanted to be a movie star. Just kind of grew up in the business, and he did about 5 or 6 of them, and basically the stories are the same. It's like people really want to be in this business. Mine was a little different. He got to me, and then I said, let me see, when I was 9, I went to juvenile hall, and I was 13, I was going to juvenile 40, so he got, wait a minute, stop, and they kind of stopped, and since my life was a little different, maybe that's when they just chucked that over and just kind of did a documentary on my life. It's kind of good.
You've worked with Rob Zombie and Robert Rodriguez. I was just kind of curious. Do you have a preference, or do you think?
I love them both. I love Rob Zombie. He's so cool, and why just go to hell, Gordon? Nicest lady in the world. And Robert, Rodriguez, he's like my bro. We've done 9 movies together. When I leave here, I go back to Austin. We're doing Spy Kids 4. I know Harry Potter, but there's 6 and 7-year-olds are watching Harry Potter, what just happened? And Spy Kids was easy. It was easy for me to follow. So I
Real quick, what was it like working with Danny Trejo?
He's awesome.
Yeah.
DDP!
My question, Danny, is all your weapons training, do you work with the same person, or do you work with different people who train you how to, whether it's throwing knives or guns?
There's different people. Every production company has if they're doing a movie, they hire a lot of people. I have certain stunt guys that I work with. Fighting with Seagal, those swords were they're heavy, but you got to remember Steven Seagal, probably one of the best swordsmen in the world. He's for real on that stuff. So I was really glad that I was working with somebody that really knew. Here's a story. We had the prop guy brings this oak sword, for us to practice. And Steven said, no, we have to use metal again. And that's oak. Because people it's oak, buddy, you ain't breaking that. And he said, bam, boom. So he says, let's use this. The guy goes, okay, I'll make the steel. Went and made the steel ones because the guy's really knows what he's doing. So, he's don't do that, Steve. It's really good.
In theme of the convention, what would you do in the zombie apocalypse? What would you do in the zombie apocalypse?
Head for your titty twister.
Now, you've
Machete. I mean, Desperado, Heat, Machete, Con I had a lot of fun doing some of these movies, you know what I mean? But Con Air was funny. Con Air was the biggest tested testosterone ever. Everybody in Hollywood and all want to be tough guys. And if you spit, somebody else will spit a little further. Everything was a contest.
But you got the biggest night.
What's your favorite tequila?
I don't drink, but Puerto I know is usually pretty good. Malkovich is cool. He's insane. For real, he ain't acting. Right short of a happy meal. It's absolutely hilarious. It's really brilliant. It's like, you know, I used to beat up smart people at school. But he's like a guy that's so smart, but you love him, you know. It's like, I don't know, it's like Einstein and Steve Buscemi. I had to kill Steve, I'm sorry.
I mean, I love seeing you in Halloween as kind of like a more caring figure because you do kind of play that ex-con a lot. And I mean, you do have a very unique face. What was it like going on to Spy Kids? Like, what was kind of the kids?
You know what, Spy Kids was so much fun working with Daryl Carmen, like just a blast. Alexa, I was called Carmen over here. They were like fun, and they're some really good friends of mine. And Daryl was actually in Machete, and he was the little cholo, and my son was the little artist. You know, my son was the artist, and Robert hired him because my son and his girlfriend, they're like fashion horses. I mean, they like just dressed impeccable. I tell him, you know what, be low key, pick me up at the airport. So he pulls up in our 76 Cadillac Seville. Cherried out, pulls up, gets out, he's dressed like to the nines. And Mia gets out, she's dressed, scarf, just. And everybody immediately stops. They don't even know who they are. Start taking pictures. TMZ runs up there. Low key, cool thing. But then Robert hired him, and behind Machete, he's producing his own movie right now called Skinny Dip. You know, they're filming it in Colombia. He's 22 years old, and. It's amazing, man. I'm so proud of him. And then he tells me, I got your role, kid. He said, you're going to have to audition. I'm joking. So me, Michelle Rodriguez, Sasha Grey, well, there's about 5 people that signed on this. They're doing that November.
Now, you've done a lot of films with Robert. How did that relationship develop, or how did it actually start?
When I cast for, I went into his office to do Desperado. And I walked in and he said, you remind me of the bad guys in my high school. I said, I am the bad guy in my high school. And he handed me a knife. And then we were working really well together. And then my family, we were working in Acuña, Mexico. My family came down from San Antonio, Texas. My uncle started talking to Robert, and all of a sudden turned, hey, you guys are second cousins. Oh, cool. Make my part bigger. We've been doing movies ever since.
Now, is there a story behind he always, every time he puts you in, well, not always, I think it was, yeah, he's got the blade reference in all your names. Is there a story behind that?
In my old parole plans, it said, not to be in the vicinity of sharp objects, firearms of any kind. And so I've told that to Robert once, joking, and so he's been calling me sharp objects ever since.